Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another topic for journaling where we will discuss how to filter the data using DSPJRN command on the basis of sequence number. When we discuss the display journal entries, so we notice that there is one column for the sequence number. So that is also very important when we talk about the projects, and whatever the things we are discussing here, it you might think that it is quite easy and we don't need that much of time to for covering this topic, but actually it is very important because right now you are not doing any kind of analysis, but let's say there are some like you will for sure you will see some condition where it is needed to fetch the data, to filter the data for the journal entries. So at that time, these sessions will be very helpful for you. That's why I'm covering each and every topic separately so that you can easily understand what are the process or what are the tricks that we can use with the help of DSPJRN command. Okay. So that is why we are covering each and every topic separately. All right. Now, before we start, let me show you the journal that we are going to use for today's demo. So work obj f4. My journal name is testjrn and library is Sharmit1. So if I hit enter here, you will see, yes, this is the testjrn object and type is *JRN. Okay, all right. So this, if you are referring the entire sequence or entire series, then you are aware that when we created this thing, right? So same thing we are going to use in today's session. So for that, what we will do, we will run one command DSPJRN F4. Now I will explain you the requirement and then we will discuss the solution. So here we are supposed to put the journal name testjrn, library is Sharmit1. Then we have file, and in file I will put the file name as students because this is the file on which I have already started my journaling. Then we are supposed to provide library name and hitting enter for now. I'm not providing any extra parameter, just hitting enter to show the journal entries. Now here you can see it shows me the journal entry from 4 to, and if I do page down, 19. Right now we have only this much of data, so we can easily navigate and easily check the sequence. If let's say if someone asks you to show the data for 10 to 15, so we can easily navigate it, right? Because we have very less amount of data. But just think a scenario: you are working in a client system. There are more than hundreds of record there, right? And in that case, if someone asks you to show only specific range of data based on sequence number, then what to do? I will tell you. I will tell you what is the process for that. Now, some of you may think that we can simply go and check out on the basis of time, date and time, because this thing we have already covered in previous session, right? We discussed how to filter the data on the basis of date and time. But the thing is that right now you can see for 10 to 15 that time is this. But let's say if same thing I ask you to show me the 900th record, 900 to 950th record. So in that case, we don't know what time is associated with that sequence number. So that's why it is really very important to fetch out or to filter the data on the basis of sequence number. Okay, now let's see how to do this. So to explain this, let me take F9 here, F4. So same thing is already populated. Journal name, library name, file name, again library name, doing page down again, page down again, and then you will find this option starting large sequence number. Okay, starting large sequence number. So this is very important thing. Here you can see by default option is set as star first. So what it will do, it will pick the data from first sequence itself. Okay, now to learn more about this, you can press F1, and once you press F1 you will see all the description. Like here you can see star first, the first journal entry is a specified journal receiver range is the first entry being considered for conversion of external representation. So this is for star first. Then we have starting sequence number. Specify the assigned sequence number or the first journal entry that is being considered for conversion of external representation. The possible range is 1 to this. So this is the larger range, right? So we are supposed to provide the value between this range 1 to this number. Although no one is going to put that much of larger number, but maybe in some cases it is required, so you just make sure that you keep the number in between this range. Okay, fine. So for now, let's say we want to pick from 10th sequence number, so I mentioned 10 here. Then look for the next option, which is ending large sequence number. Here we are supposed to provide last sequence number. So by default is star last. So whatever the last entry of your sequence or your journal entry, it will populate that. But we are interested in 15. But to know more about this, you can press F1 here and just read it out. Star last means the last journal entry is in the specified journal receiver range is the final entry being converted for external representation. Ending sequence number specify the specific sequence number of the final journal entry being converted for external representation. The possible range is 1 to this. So in between this range we are supposed to provide the last sequence number. Fine. So here what we will do, we will remove the by default value, which is star last, and make it as 15, and then simply hit enter. So once you hit enter, you can see only 10 to 15 sequences populated. Okay, so in this case what we just need the starting sequence number from the client or ending sequence. Let's say if someone is working with you, your colleague wanted to populate some specific range, so you can simply tell that yes, these are the range I want to see the data from 10 to 15, 10 to 20. It is up to you, right? So in that case you can simply use this trick to fetch out all the data for a given specific range. Fine. All right, now I will tell you one more thing. Pressing F4 here and doing page down. Let's say if I want to start from a particular position, but I want all the characters of all the entries after that. So in that case you can simply make it as star last. So what it will do, it will start the sequence from 10th position, but it will pick out all the data till last entry. So you can see 10 to 19 because my last sequence number is 19, so that's why it is picking all the entries and started from the 10th. Okay, similarly if I want to end okay, yeah, I want to end for a particular point, but I want to start from first, so in that case you can reverse the thing. Here you can make it as star first, and here I can make it 15. Let's say I want to start it from first and end at 15. So you can see my first sequence number is 4, so it is started from 4 and end at 15. Okay, so this is the best way to fetch out all the data on the basis of sequence number. Similarly, if you would like to include one more thing here, let's say if I want to check only for RCD type entry, then you can combine this filter with RCD filter, means journal entry type filter. So hitting enter, you can see it firstly it checks for the range which we provided 4 to 15, and then it is looking for the type, entry type. So if entry type is code is R, so it is picking only those record because we have provided the RCD. Okay, so these are some very useful tricks for journal entries, and that is very important in terms of analysis. So whenever someone asks you to do some analysis on journal entries, then in that case you can easily utilize these options. Okay, fine. So yeah, that's for today topic. And one more question for you is how to generate a spool file for journal entries. So I request you to put the answer of this question in the in the comment section, so that everyone can take a reference from it. So I request you to keep sharing your knowledge and in the comment part. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. We'll see next topic in the upcoming session. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.